Good morning. Today's topic is going to be conspiracy theory. And with us, as always, is my wonderful colleague, lovely lady. Thank you for being with us, lovely lady, once again.
I look forward to it. And good morning, John.
If we, for instance, don't imagine that Zuckerberg somehow, despite stealing the idea from those other two fellows, the two twins there at Harvard, um, if we doubt that story, which is presented to us in the movie as the inside story, then once again, we're conspiracy theorists for imagining that this fellow was quasi single-handedly didn't create this empire. Same thing with Bezos, same thing with Google. Forget even who the original fellows behind Google are. You've got Peter Thiel involved in all these projects. And you've got this small coterie of individuals who are now presented to us as sort of the giants of the future. Are they? Are they alone? Who's behind them? Why should we presume that each one of them, especially when their stories are precisely the same, are actually, masters of their own universes? Hardly. But this is the flavor of the month. This is what we're sold. And so when we talk about conspiracy theory, when we talk about facts, and now we even use the term alternative facts. So the point is, it's not that the facts are alternative. It is the interpretation of the facts that is allowed to be interpreted. But now, what they've also done is they've actually presented us with alternative facts. In other words, the very basis from which we are to extrapolate reality is now in question. And this is all part of a kind of, it's a sort of mind control, but it's a mind control which is about creating confusion. It's almost a misnomer to call it mind control. I think it's part of a mind control process. However, it is a preliminary part of the process. It's creating a total state of uncertainty. And this is an example of where gaslighting, for instance, it's a massive level of gaslighting, in fact. So we make everybody a victim of just mountains of information that don't add up. They can't make sense of their reality. And then, in this fog, they're presented with these theories, which are not which only the opposition call conspiracy theory, but which are these fantastical ways of connecting data together in a way that is actually completely implausible. So at least the conspiracy theories, for the most part, are based on some level of probability, whereas the theory they present us is absolutely pulled out of thin air, it would seem, in the sense that they're asking us always to believe the unbelievable. And with that, that concludes our conversation for this morning. I mean, this is a bête noire for me, and I could talk about this at length, or ad nauseum. But I think that it just bears mentioning because we are just inundated with it today. And in fact, it's another example of one of the elephants in the room that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that this disinformation campaign relates to everything. And so it's critical for the individual to understand that regardless of where it's coming from, today he has to be extremely skeptical of the information, but skeptical only to the extent that they need to then verify, rather than to just
accept it as it's presented.
But one, not accept it as presented, but two, not just reject it out of hand. That's just as dangerous. Rather to actually sort of create a kind of suspense file in one's head, as if in a computer, and you're just taking it and holding it in abeyance, and then later examining, does this make sense? First of all, even just the sound. Does it make sense, the facts as they come together, just intuitively? And then start to look around and verify. And that process today is more important than ever. And I think that if people don't start doing this, particularly in the world that's being created for us right now with this COVID/post-COVID myth, really, because they're creating the post-COVID world, not us. If somebody doesn't have some kind of way of discerning the reality around them, some sort of basis upon which they can discern it, they will be totally lost.
Perhaps in another episode, we could explore that.
Yeah, we'll talk about
even
actually
further.
the concept of discernment.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
that's excellent.
Discernment.
Well, I think we've probably run very long today, so we'll thank you very much once again, lovely lady, for being with me. And thank you for watching. And please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now Instagram. And or visit us on the website. At johnberlinghardy.com. So look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks again. Bye.